Hey guys, Jonathan here at Shadow Foam, and this week we're back on Big Red. This is my original toolbox where Shadow Foam started. I filled this with tools while I was an engineer, and I've been slowly upgrading it and decking out every drawer in Shadow Foam. And we've got to sort this drawer out. This is a shocker. I'm an electrician and I've got a lot of VDE tools and I love them, but all of this is a nightmare. Does your toolbox drawer look like this? Let me know in the comments, or maybe you work with someone. I've worked with a few people whose tools end up looking like this. So call them out, share this video with them, let them know they need to get their tools sorted. Because when a toolbox drawer is like this, stuff can go missing, or someone else takes something. It's gonna be weeks before you notice it. You're only gonna notice it's missing when you need it, which is no good at all. So let's sort this drawer out, and while we're at it, let's sort that drawer out as well. So let's get them up on the bench and let's get them in some Shadow Foam. So let me get you up to speed if you don't know what these tools are. I'm pretty sure a lot of you will look at these and you'll immediately recognize the red and yellow of VDE Tools, or 1000 volt insulated tools. So a lot of these are Knipex branded, which are really good German quality tools. I've been collecting these over the years. If I can get a good quality tool, I always do, because it lasts you a lifetime. It's something to pass on. We've also got Weir, which is also great. They're a little bit cheaper than Knipex, I find, but they are really great quality. Look at that. This is the perfect example. I've lost stuff. There we go. So this is like a classic set. Snips, bull nose pliers and long nose pliers, Weir. And then these are Teng. So not a super common brand that you'd see with electricians, really. My local fastener and fixing shop had a load of Teng stuff, and these caught my eye. I really like the look of them about 10 years ago. And they've been my trusted electrical screwdrivers ever since. I have had a few go missing, so I picked up this little set here. This is like one of their modular trays, and I'm sure we could look at their whole modular system actually, because Teng have some really cool modules that kind of clip together, and I think it'd be quite cool to compare that to Shadow Foam. But as most kind of tool setups go, some tools come in trays and you end up using those and you kind of clutter up the drawer a little bit. You look at that bit of the drawer and it's all perfectly lined up, and then everything else is everywhere. So that's that drawer. We've got a few other bits and bobs in here. This is some RS cable strippers. We've got, this is an electrical knife, also by Knipex. This is by Facom, and this is like connector pliers. So for plastic connectors, you can use these, and rather than using a metal pair and damaging it, you can have these have got like plastic jaws. So they're quite handy. And then over here, we've got mechanical screwdrivers, and we've got sharps drawer. So big tip really, if you just have electrical screwdrivers and nothing else, you tend to use them for everything and they get knackered. And basically you end up using them for prying and all kinds of mechanical jobs, and you damage all of this kind of protection here. And the problem is that if you damage it with a knife, scratch some of this off, it's not nearly as reliable. So you kind of want to save these for best. So it's always good to have a set of mechanical screwdrivers you're not as precious over. So these are Stanley. They sell them everywhere. I think they're called Stanley Fat Max range, and they're just really good quality. Stanley Black & Decker own everybody. They own Facom, Mac Tools, Brittle. They own loads of the different brands, and these are all very similar quality to, I think, the exact same handle profile to the Brittle model, and I really like them. And one thing I like about them in particular is they're color coded, so they're really easy to pick out which one you need. If you need a flathead, they're all red. If you need a Phillips, it's yellow, and if you need a posi drive, it's blue, and then the green is Torx. They also have a bit driver, which is grey. I'm all about colour coding. Shadow Foam comes in loads of colours, so having all the tools colour coded is fab. So these are aviation snips, and they can cut sheet steel, and they come in a set of 3. Some people just have this pair, which is like the middle set, which goes down the middle. It can cut left, cut right, it can do a lot, but you can get left. They're not left-handed and right-handed. They're kind of to cut right or to cut left if you're going around a right bend or a left bend. So I don't know if they work for left-handed people. I'm right-handed, so I don't know about the left-handed, right-handed thing, but they're for cutting left or cutting right. That's those. This is a bit of a standout item for me. This is a Stanley pair of heavy-duty cutters. Now, I picked these up probably 15 years ago when I was working in a factory in Runcorn, and they had loads of steam pipe work, and they were forever having steam leaks. And they were all different sizes. It was an old factory on a budget, so we had loads of gasket material, and we'd have to cut gaskets down, and these were perfect for cutting gasket material. I don't know if they still sell them. Stanley 14-556, great pair. Have you got a pair? Let's compare tools. Let me know in the comments, have you got a pair of these? How do you rate them? Also, if there's anything you think you could recommend to add to this tool set, I'm always up for tool recommendations, so let me know in the comments. These are Weir long screwdrivers. I got these as a pair, and I've had them for a while. This one's fantastic. This one's a bit wide and useless, so I did end up getting a Stanley long posi drive screwdriver. So they're the long ones. I've got stubbies in here. We've got a knife. We've got a little small screwdriver bit set which can go in here. That's a new addition. So that's all the tools reviewed. Hopefully you're up to speed now. All we need now is some Shadow Foam to get these things organised. So I'll measure the drawer, 62.5 centimetres by 53. So I can go on the Shadowphone website, custom size page, order rectangles that exact size. Now there's 7 different colours, and for this one, I'm going to make the inserts in all 7 colours, bring them back, and then we can decide which one is the most appropriate. So let's go and get them cut. Right, so here's all the foam, all cut to the exact size of the drawer. We don't often do this, we've got all 7 colours together, because choosing the colour is half of the process really. Some people just choose their favourite colour, whatever that is, do all the drawers the same colour. Let me know what colour you would go for out of all of these 7, which one is singing to you. But for this drawer, I want to make sure when you take a tool out of the drawer, you know it's missing. So that kind of rules out red, seeing as all the tools are red and yellow. It also rules out yellow for the same reason. Orange I think would look good. I do feel like orange would look really good in orange. Let me know if you'd have shot for orange. Same with green. Red and green should never be seen, some say, and I kind of, we have got a drawer that's already quite heavily red and green, so I'm also ruling that out. Teal, I love it, but it's not great for seeing the contrast when things are missing. Same goes for black. So the colour that was singing to me is blue. It's a prime colour. We've got yellow and red prime colours. Blue feels like it's going to complement them really well. So for me, it's blue. So that's that one sorted. Let's get a layout done. So there we go, that's the layout sorted, and you can kind of notice what I've gone for. Everything is top and tailed and it's all in neat rows. So I do that because I can get everything closer together. When you top and tail items, especially something like this where you've got like this shoulder here to stop your hands slipping down onto the metal, if you top and tail them, you can fit them really close together. Also, by having them in a nice neat row like that, I can run a track across and then that'll function as my finger pulls really. We've got the screwdrivers top and tail down here. Now you'll notice there's some left over. Well, I bought that set and it replaced a lot of them. There were a lot of duplicates. Now, some of them I don't need duplicates because you don't often use them, but something like a terminal screwdriver, which I'm using all the time, I don't mind having a couple of extra of the same size. Those ones can go as spares. That is the layout done now. You can see a few items are a little bit close, and that's because right now it doesn't really matter. As soon as I start cutting them in, I will make sure the gaps are even and I'll get everything nice and neatly spread, and then hopefully that should look the business. So let's get cutting. And when it comes to cutting shadow foam, it's dead simple. You just need one of our cutting kits. These come free with most orders. It's got everything you need to do the job. One of the most important bits is the anti-cut glove. Make sure you're wearing that because the scalpels are really sharp. You can cut yourself in a flash.
Oh, I cut myself off! Oh, it's a deep cut.
You can cut yourself pretty quick with a scalpel. So always have the glove on. I usually just have one on my left hand. Then I've got the scalpel with a fresh blade in it. And let's start cutting. Wait a second, I've forgotten one of my own top tips here. I've started the process of cutting them in, it's looking good, but I didn't take a photo, and that is super important. If you spend half an hour doing a layout, it's so easy to knock things flying and then forget how you had it. So make sure you take a photograph. Right, let's get back to it. Right, so that's all the cutting sorted. Happy with that. Obviously I've changed the layout, you might have noticed. I did take a photo and probably wasn't much help because I changed it all. What typically happens when you start cutting items into the foam, you start getting a proper view of the correct spacing and things take up a touch more room, so then you do have to adjust and adapt. And we've still got everything top and tailed, but I had to jig things around a little bit. And then with the Allen keys, I put, rather than putting them this way, where they were taking up more room, I actually put them face down and then cut this kind of like protrusion deep into the foam, so they take up a little bit less room. So I was happy with that. All I've got to do now is add some finger pulls. So for that, I'm going to be using a long straight edge and cutting a track all the way across. So it's dead simple and it looks nice and clean, and it's a really quick way of adding finger pulls. So we just lay this across the row of tools we want to finger pull, and then I'm going to be using another ruler. So this is just a standard steel ruler, 25mm wide, and then I'll just use that as literally a finger's width, and I'll cut both sides of that all the way across, peel it out, and I'll have a finger pull all the way. I'll do the same on this row up here, and then for the little oddball items in the middle, like this utility key, the knife, the cable stripper, I'll use one of our stencil sets, which are readily on hand. These are available on the website. Everything we're using here is on shadowfoam.com. We'll put links in the description. These stencils make it dead easy to cut little semicircles and put the finger pulls in. So, all that being said, let's get cracking. Right, so there we go. That's 2 tram lines across. And what I've tried to do is, I've put them equal and opposite. So it's 120mm from that side and 120mm from that side. Just gives us a bit of symmetry, because obviously I could have put that anywhere. As long as it crosses all of the items, it means they're easy to get out. So the same over here, you can get all these items out nice and easy now. And then the oddballs in the middle, I've just done a little bit of a track to connect those two, and then we've done a semicircle for that. So that one's all done. Let's chuck it in the drawer. Right, on to the next drawer. Right, so this is the mechanical screwdriver and sharps drawer, and as with every good toolbox, this one included, it's an evolving beast. It's changing. I'm always adding tools to it and changing them, and that is the beauty of shadow foam, really. You can change drawers out quite quickly and simply, and this is no different. This drawer included, I was in Germany last week and I went around all the tool shops, and I was literally like a kid in a candy shop. I was loving it. There was loads of different hardware stores with loads of tools I'd never seen before, all new stuff. And if you want to go and see some of that, go over to the Instagram, follow that, because we share a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Our day-to-day packing orders is all on Instagram, but also my travels around Germany picking up tools. I did get heaps of tools, to be fair, and loads of toolboxes, which are Workzoid coffers, which I found out last week. But some of the tools that I'm going to be adding to this drawer are these 3. Now, I've seen these before. I've seen these in an aviation toolbox. They're like little right angle screwdrivers, and I got the 3 sizes. They're only cheap. I remember seeing them in an aviation box, and I thought they're quite handy because they've got, rather than like a stubby screwdriver, which we do have, you've got to get your hand on the top. These are super, super slender, and you can get to really tricky ones, and they're only cheap, so definitely add those to this screwdriver drawer. And then this is a real favourite. This is a beautiful little tool. This is by Inbus. Picked this up in Germany. It's got a button on the top. You press that, and we've got all of the screwdriver bits in the handle, but in just a really nice way. They remind me of the Weir tools. Weir have got some really clever tools like that, which I did pick up as well. But the best thing is, no teeth or no tufts. It's literally like, it's a ratchet screwdriver, but it's absolutely silent, doesn't have any teeth. It's obviously just running on friction, and you can change it so it goes both ways or it's fixed. Lovely little tool. And yeah, we're going to add that to this drawer. So that's all of the tools. I'm pretty sure that's a full drawer now. So all we need to do is pick the colour. Right, so which colour to go for? Well, I think I can rule out 4 colours quite quickly for the similar reasons as the last drawer. So there's quite a lot of red, blue, green and yellow in this toolbox. All of the screwdrivers are colour coded. And then we've also got colour coded aviation snips, and then the blue, these are like John Guest pipe cutters as well. So we've got those 4 colours. So I think I can rule out all 4 of those immediately. And then teal and black, although teal is great and the black is quite nice as well if you're looking for a really clean finish, we're looking for a contrast. So when you remove a tool, you can see that different colour kind of shining through, which takes us to orange, which I think is the perfect colour to complement this drawer. So all we've got to do now is do a layout. So let's get on with it. Right, so that's the layout all sorted. First things first, I won't forget this time, take a photo.
He's remembered.
The majority of the stuff's organised, but these smaller items, I might put them sideways like that. I might even put them underneath. Same with this kind of little kind of small screwdriver set. I may put it on its side. So those I'll figure out as I go. But for this cutting segment, we're going to try something a bit different, and you're going to see it through my eyes. So we're going to try the old GoPro on the head technique. If I can fathom this thing out. There we go. We're going to go for a first-person shadow foam cutting experience. Let us know in the comments what you think. But yeah, let's get to it. So, there we go, that's all cut, and that is probably one of my better layouts, or one of my best even. Let me know what you think, but I filled every little bit of space there, and I love it when a layout kind of naturally all pieces together like a jigsaw. Masking tape is a big top tip when you're doing a long row of, can be spanners as well, but screwdrivers is quite a good one because, you know, spanners are a little bit more similar in nature, but screwdrivers do vary a lot. The handle width kind of changes, the shaft on them changes, and obviously it could look all random. So by putting the masking tape, you line up all of the tops, line up all of the bottoms, and it looks like a really nice equal set. And I was able to fit every single screwdriver I needed in there. I did change up the order slightly because I wanted to put the long ones left and right, which helped me to get the layout looking really good. So I switched up the order that they go in, and then obviously we've added the finger pull, so I've got a track all the way across there. I've got a track across the snips. I put like an angle track across a few items, and then a couple of like semicircles, and I'm really happy with it. So I'll get all the tools back in here, get it back in the drawer, and then we can see the both of them together. And there we go, both drawers done. And that is a vast improvement on what we had. If anything is taken from this drawer now, you can clearly see it's missing. Obviously, you've got orange showing through there. We've got blue showing through over there. And I love it. Let me know what you think, and make sure you tag someone with a messy toolbox because they need to see this and know that a standard's been set. And this is really simple to do. So these drawers would take half a medium sheet. So a medium sheet, this is 50mm foam. You're talking about £29.99 for a sheet. So you're looking at 15 quid. And you can get a drawer as tidy and as organised as that. And it took me just over an hour each. So obviously I'm doing it all the time, so I'm gonna be a bit quicker, but even if you spent 2-3 hours doing this, surely the time you're gonna save, not having to search for tools, knowing at the end of the day that every tool's back in your toolbox, ready for the next day, has got to be worth it, right? But I've still got a few drawers left to do in this toolbox. I've done a couple, so you can go back and see the other drawer videos that we've done. This one was a belter. I've still got about 4 or 5 to do, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, because you're not gonna wanna miss us finishing this off, including this beastly top drawer, which we've not done yet. So I've got to get that sorted. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know any tool recommendations, anything you think I should add to this tool set. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you like that video, why not check out some of our others? We've got new videos coming out every week. And Colin Furs, what's the quickest way for people to see these videos?
Subscribe.